Could you carry your kid a mile right now? Not jog it, not think about it, actually do it. If you had to hesitate before answering that, stick around today, guys, because today's episode is going to hit a little different.
Two brothers, two states, one system. We went from exhausted, overweight dads who had nothing left at the end of the day to strong, present, and built for whatever life throws at us. This is Suburban Savages. Let's get to work.
Hey guys, welcome to Suburban Savages. I'm your host, Dusty. This is episode 3, and today we are talking legacy. Now, if you're just joining us, welcome. You should probably get caught up by watching episode 1, which was the origin story, or even episode 2, where we got into diets and why they keep failing busy dads. Both of those are going to give you a lot of context into what we're digging into here today. Today, we're going a level deeper than the diet and training basics. Deeper than looking at what a strong dad looks like, deeper than hitting a new personal record in the gym. Today, we're talking about why your fitness maybe isn't really even about you at all. What we're talking about is what having a strong physical presence actually means, and specifically why it is your family's insurance policy, the protection they're counting on, whether they know it or not. Now, here's the thing most people think when they see a dad or any man over 35 who's trying to build a strong body. They think he's doing it to look better in a t-shirt. And look, I truly get that. There are absolutely guys out there who want their wife to think they look great and take a second look, or at least that their partner is interested once the lights go out. I get all that, guys. And those benefits are real, and I'm not going to pretend otherwise. It's not like I'm not a little vain myself. But that's not why most of us do it. That's not the most important reason anyway. It's not for us dads. We're in the gym so we don't become a liability to the people counting on us. And that's the hard truth that doesn't get said out loud often enough, at least. Maybe because it requires admitting that right now some of us aren't quite there yet, and we are perhaps a liability. And that's okay. That's why we're here. So here's something that we've all heard, at least at some point. Age gracefully. Sounds nice, right? Peaceful even, maybe. But except what it really means a lot of the time is just give up quietly. You hit 35 or 40 and suddenly it's fine to be soft. Come on, guys. It's not acceptable to be tired all the time. It's understandable that you're too busy for your own health, maybe at moments, but that can't be the way we live it, guys. That's a lie. That's the soft dad pandemic, and it's everywhere. So here's the truth and what's actually happening in your body after 35. And most guys don't fully understand it, so I'm going to do my best to explain it. Your testosterone, which is the primary male hormone responsible for your energy, your drive, your ability to build muscle, and frankly, your mood, it starts declining naturally after 35. We're talking roughly 1% per year after 30. That doesn't sound like much until you do the math and realize that at 40, you've potentially lost 10%. And then at 45, 15%. And it gets worse the more you let yourself slide physically, because excess body fat actually accelerates that decline. Look into visceral body fat, guys. It's terrible. Your body starts converting testosterone into estrogen and at a faster rate. So the softer you get, the worse the hormonal picture becomes. It just compounds, guys. And it gets worse because the symptoms aren't always obvious, at least not at first. It doesn't feel like a cliff you fall off of. It feels like a slow fade, low energy that you chalk up to just being busy, brain fog, the blame on the stress, the no real drive to do anything extra after work. You're getting through the day, but you're not really living it. And that doesn't stay contained to just you. It turns into what I like to call passive parenting. You're physically in the room, but you're checked out. Your kids notice these things, guys, even if they can't articulate it, and your wife feels it, even if nobody says anything out loud. Now, I want to be clear. We're not going to go deep on the hormonal specifics here because that's a rabbit hole for one thing, and it really deserves its own dedicated conversation, and that's more something that we get into inside of the community. But I do want it to understand the shape of what's happening here because it connects directly to everything we're going to talk about today. And here's the other piece of this thing, guys. And I think about it every time I'm in the grocery store and I'm looking at what's actually in the food that most of us eat every day. Pick up a bag of bread and read the label. On a standard loaf of bread, count the number of ingredients. Most of them you can't pronounce, and your great-grandmother would have no idea what the hell those were anyways. The processed food environment we live in now is actively working against your hormones, your energy, your body composition in ways that simply didn't exist a few generations ago. You're fighting your own biology and your food supply on top of that at the same time, which is exactly why this stuff has to be intentional, guys. It doesn't fix itself. Now, to switch gears for a minute, I want to tell you guys about a movie I watched not that long ago. I know for a lot of you guys, it's probably not a new film, but I don't watch a lot of movies anymore. And for me, I only saw it for the first time a few weeks back. The movie was Hacksaw Ridge. And for those out there wondering, I highly recommend it. And to every guy listening, it's a remarkable story. And the guy in the movie, Desmond Doss, frankly, is a hero. And while I was watching the movie, there was one scene specifically that hit me in a way that I wasn't really expecting. It's a scene where Desmond Doss is dragging soldier after soldier off the battlefield to safety, and he's doing it one at a time in the dark of all things. But the thing was, he was refusing to stop. And I remember sitting there watching it thinking, could I do that? Not in a war situation, of course, or those exact circumstances, but in my life. In a moment that counted, could I carry my own family out of something if it came down to it? And honestly, in the moment, I wasn't really sure. A feeling settled on me like a weight, because the world we live in today is not the same one that I grew up in. If you guys are in your 40s, think about what it was like being a child versus now. And I'm not trying to scare anyone, and I'm not in the business of fear-mongering or anything, but every time you turn on the news these days, there's some story that makes you think, what would I do if that was my family? If something happened right now, today, and the people I love needed me physically to be there for them, to carry them, to run, to fight, would I be ready? And if you're hesitating on that answer, even just a little, guys, you're not just out of shape, you're not ready. And ready is the actual job description that we have today. You are your family's first line of protection, their security, their insurance policy against whatever comes. And that's not a role you can outsource or postpone until you feel like it. So working our way back to the movie, I sat with that feeling for a while after the movie ended. I thought about my kids, I thought about my wife, and I thought about the version of myself that would actually be capable of doing what needed to be done in a moment if it came. That version of me exists, but that version requires work. It requires consistency. That guy just doesn't show up automatically just because I want him to. So here's the mindset shift I want you to make. Stop telling yourself, I have to work out. Start telling yourself, I'm training to lead and protect, because that's actually what this is and what we need to have in place when it comes down to it. Prioritizing your health isn't being selfish. It's you setting the standard for everybody watching you, whether you realize they're watching you or not. And your kids, guys, your kids are always watching. Remember what it was like to be a kid. You weren't listening to half of what the crap your parents were saying, but you were watching everything they did. That 5 a.m. workout, that meal prep on a Sunday, afternoons when you'd rather be watching the game, the times you didn't quit when it would have been the easy thing to do. Those are the things that you teach your kids more about them observing you and more about discipline and self-respect than any lecture ever could. It's a ripple effect, guys, that moves through the whole house without you having to say a single word about it. Think about your son watching you get up early to train before he's even awake. He doesn't fully understand what you're doing yet, but he sees that his dad gets up. He sees that his dad does hard things. And one day when he's faced with something hard himself, a tough practice, maybe a difficult class, a moment where quitting would be the easy thing to do, somewhere in the back of his mind is this image of his dad getting up when he didn't have to. That's legacy, guys. That's what we're actually here building. And for the girl dads out there, think about your daughter. Think about the standard you're setting for what she looks for in a partner someday. Not just physically, but in terms of discipline, self-respect, and consistency. A dad who takes care of himself, who shows up, who doesn't make excuses, that becomes our baseline, guys, for what a man looks like. That's a heavy responsibility, and it's also one of the most meaningful things you'll ever do as a parent. This ties directly to what we call the shield mindset, a framework we've built the brand around. SHIELD stands for self-respect, health, inner confidence, energy, legacy building, discipline, and drive. And I know it's a mouthful, guys, but that's not the point. The point is each one of those pillars feeds the others. When you train consistently, your energy goes up. When your energy goes up, your inner confidence follows. When your confidence is up, you show up differently at home, at work, everywhere, guys. And all of that combined is what builds the legacy we're talking about today, the one your kids will inherit, whether you're intentional about it or not. So I ask yourself, what are you actually building in your house right now through your daily actions? Are you building a legacy of strength and resilience that you'd be proud of for your kids to inherit? Or are you building some crap, one of excuses and fatigue? Because those are the choices that echo way past your weekly routines. They shape the kind of grandfather you become, the example your sons grow up watching, the standard your daughters carry into their own lives. Being a fit, present dad is never, or was it ever, just about looking good. It's about being a man your family actually needs for the long haul, guys. Now, here's the part that trips up a lot of guys. Knowing all of this doesn't automatically make you do it. Feeling inspired lasts about 48 hours, maybe, for most people. What outlasts inspiration is a system. Simple habits done consistently. So let's talk about what training for a legacy actually looks like day to day. Now, none of this is complicated. It just requires consistency, which we've said before is the thing that keeps showing up as the difference maker. No matter what topic we're on, consistency and accountability are the difference makers. So here are the non-negotiables, the baseline, the floor beneath which you don't go. 3 full body strength sessions per week at a minimum, guys. If you can do more, but 3 is the floor. And when I say strength sessions, I mean sessions built around movement that actually challenges your muscles, not 30 minutes on your elliptical with a phone in your hand. Think of your body like a building. Cardio keeps the HVAC running. Strength training reinforces the structure. You need both, but the structure comes first. We're going to go deep on exactly what these sessions look like in episode 4, but the specific movements, the sets, the reps, the whole blueprint, stay tuned for that in next episode. Next, and I can already hear the complaining, 10,000 steps per day, guys. Just move. Modern life is designed to make you sedentary by default. You sit in a car to get to work, you sit at a desk while you're at work, and then you sit in a car to get home, and then you sit on the couch at night. Your body was built to move, and we've engineered almost all of the movement out of the daily life. 10,000 steps is your pushback against that. Take the stairs, park at the far end of the lot, walk to get your lunch instead of ordering it to your desk. It adds up faster than you think, guys, and the cumulative effect on your metabolism, your cardiovascular health, and your energy levels is significant. Remember, guys, you are your family's insurance policy. And this next one's ultimately going to help you get some more steps in. A gallon of water per day. Start your morning with at least 16 ounces before you do anything else. Before coffee, before your phone, before breakfast. You dehydrate while you sleep. And the first thing you put in your body sets a tone for how hydrated you are the rest of the day. Here's why this matters more than most guys realize. Even mild dehydration, the kind where you don't feel thirsty yet, it reduces your physical performance, your mental clarity, and your mood. A guy running around slightly dehydrated all day is working harder than he needs to for less output. The fix costs nothing, guys. It's just drink the damn water. Next, protein first, every meal. We covered the formula in episode 2. Your protein target in grams is your body weight multiplied times 1.5. Every time you sit down to eat, protein goes on the plate first and you build the rest of the meal around it. Not pasta first with a little chicken sprinkled on top. Chicken first, or eggs, or fish, or even Greek yogurt. And the rest of the plate just supports it. Protein protects the muscle you're building and keeps you full longer, which means fewer bad decisions later in the day when you're tired and the pantry's calling. Last on the list is sleep. We went deep into this again on episode 2 as well, so I won't repeat everything, but the headline is 7 to 9 hours on a consistent schedule. Same time down, same time up. Your body runs in a circadian rhythm. Think of it like your internal clock. When you go to bed at 10 p.m. one night and 1 a.m. the next night, you're constantly resetting that clock, and your body never fully gets into a deep recovery cycle, which it needs. A consistent schedule is almost as important as the hours themselves. Protect your sleep the same way you'd protect a business meeting or your kid's recital. It's not optional, it's maintenance for the machine, guys. Now, here's what I want you to actually walk away with today. The question isn't whether you want to be better, stronger, more capable version of yourself for your family. Every dad in the audience wants that. The question is whether you're going to treat it like it matters or keep telling yourself you'll get to it one day when things slow down. Things don't slow down, guys. You already know that. So here's your one action step this week. Test yourself. See if you can actually carry your kid a mile. Or if you don't want to do that with your kid, load up a backpack or something similar weight and walk a mile with it. Not for show, not for anyone else. Just to know whether you can actually do it or not. Because you can't build towards something if you're not honest about where you're starting from. Do hard things, guys. And when you've done that, bring how it went to the community. This is where we get together every week on a live call. Me, the guys who are in this thing with you, talking through exactly this kind of stuff. What's working, what's not, where people are starting from, and where we're trying to go. It's the most honest conversation about men's health and fitness you'll find anywhere, guys. It's just a bunch of dads trying to figure things out together. If you want in, drop a comment and I'll send you the link directly. Don't wait for a crisis to become the guy you already know you need to be. The time's now, guys. So that's it for today. And remember, I can hand you the plan, but I can't do the reps for you. Stay savage, guys.